Send the golf cart after Nate. Put you on your big butt. Get up there. That's it. That's it.
All right, good tough ball game. As we know, it takes an awful lot to win a football game in the National Football League.
All right, nice job, man. Take it easy, man. All right. What's that right there, man? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it, regardless of what happens. Just do it.
If we could bottle this feeling, we would play the Dallas Cowboys right now. Because right now is when we have the best feeling about what it feels like how to win.
Pretty good. Okay, Ernest.
Next week, we're an underdog. But when they come in here, they come to our home. We have to be able to play our style of game. Now we are showing some signs of it.
The Vikings, man, they got a good team. I think Coach Green is doing a good job. I don't think they're as talented on the defensive front as they was.
That's what we got to have this week. In the community, on the practice field, in the meetings, out there when it's time to play. A week from now, we'll have that feeling bottled. And we'll take on a team that many people feel is #1 in the National Football League. And when you say #1, that's over a 16-game schedule. It's not next Sunday.
Well, you know, it's only like 6 days, you know, to Sunday, so you don't have a chance to savor a win at all. I mean, you come in Monday, you review the film of Denver. Then you got Tuesday off and you run errands all day. You take care of the kids, you take the kids to school, so you play Mr. Mom for a day. Then Wednesday, you thinking about Minnesota. Dallas. For the world. For a long.
Actually, when you go out and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to go out and win the game, you have a tendency to play a lot better than what people give you, than what people expect you to play.
It's gonna be a hard week. Know we got Mr. Aikman, Mr. Smith, and the playmaker. Guys, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like we do. And we're looking forward to playing those guys. They got to come here to our house. I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
It's only 6 days to hell, baby. That's where you stand if you lose. You're going to lose to Dallas. You in hell, baby.
Give us a little more.
Dion, how are you? Congratulations. Thank you very much. Good.
I first want to compliment Jerry Jones and Stephen for their aggressive recruitment of Dion. You know, when I left Oklahoma a few years ago, I came to professional football. I thought I left that behind, recruitment, but free agency has brought that about today. And I remember the recruitment of the great blue chip athlete when I was in Oklahoma. And finally, when you did sign him, all the coaches would finally look at each other and say, well, can he play? Well, in professional football, that is already a proven. It is a given. Dion can play.
I say
I'm telling you, Mac, these people love football like no other. He said, Prime. I say, Mac, the fans are wonderful. He said, whatever the fans are there, 10 multiplied by 10 times. And that's what you got here in Dallas. And that was a strong comment. My mother really hurt me in negotiations. I think we could have squeezed a little more out of Jerry. But she's down there in Fort Myers talking about, yes, I want my son to play for Dallas Cowboys. And I call her, I say, Mom, negotiating. You can't say stuff like that.
I think right now they're a little bit cocky. They're talking exclusively Super Bowl. I mean, you start talking to them, they said, well, is Deion going to put you in the Super Bowl? We were going without him, but this will just help. It'll make it even better and that sort of thing.
All right, that's it, folks. That's it, okay? We need you to just back up a little bit, all right? We're good.
Best in the world now, they got Deion.
That's what the talk is, not. It's Super Bowl's a given. Yeah. It's how many they can win. Can they win 2, 3, or 4 with him? Can they go undefeated?
Yeah. Again, be careful. Anytime you're playing a team that's ranked number 1, the media will almost try to convince you why you're not supposed to have a chance because they don't know that much about the competitive part of most people. So when you go in today, we don't need to discuss Deion. The last I know, he's not playing. All you got to do is focus on the game this week.
It's like a large high school. Remember what it was in high school, how the family, you're all together, you live together, you party together, you stay together, you do things together as a family. That's what Dallas Cowboys are. It's unique from different franchises around the league.
Now, also, you're going to see NFL Films camera around all week. They selected a game and 2 teams to do a total access. And so that's basically what's going to be a game week in the National Football League. The big thing, you've got to ignore that camera. One of the reasons we consented to be honest with you, is because of the cameraman, because he's done a lot of work with us. He's always given us justice, and he knows where to be and where not to be.
You understand, you guys are walking around here, and it's like a theatrical production, like people have got to be on stage and do certain things for you. But that's the way players might perceive it. You know what I mean? And coaches and all. And I have always been against things like that. I've never allowed in my collegiate years, I never allowed TV into my locker room prior to the game because kids are paying more attention to that, the unusual, the difference, the distraction, true distraction, than they are to what the goal and purpose is. And this is not a production. This is the bottom line is going out and winning, beating your opponent you play that day. And I have told Jerry wanted this done. I submitted to it, but I've put parameters on how we do this thing. I always have concern. Those are true distractions to me. What the media creates in newspaper and television, that's what you deal with anyway.
Somebody give me a sandwich. They just started.
Come on, guys, keep it going. Come on, Darren.
Load it fast. Load it fast.
Keep it going. Keep your legs moving, that's all. Keep it moving.
You gotta be ready, man. You're trying to quick. John Rammond quick. Can't be too heavy for John. Got to be slim and trim. You know, I know that's hard for you to believe that Nate knew slim and trim, but, you know, it's always something for me to think about, and then it's always my beautiful self to look at. Kind of make me want to stand up and look at my whole self, then I see my stomach, and then I get back down. Look back at my face.
6 days prior to the Dallas game, we're a little loose right now. I'm ready for Neon Deion this weekend. Oh, he's not playing. Oops.
Well, I'm gonna go take a picture.
Go ahead, man.
At least I look good on that.
You wearing a t-shirt?
Yeah. Off the t-shirt. What is the big deal? It's a mug shot.
It's a mug shot.
It's glamour shots? What, could we get a better looking jersey?
That's before the deal. I'm running.
Is that good?
One more. They're all three the same.
What's this for, anyway? Who are you with?
I'm with the AP. Just gotta get on that lean down and show you
Do I?
Oh, be careful, man.
All right, let's get a little bit closer. Yeah, let's tighten it up just a little bit there in the back. Very good. Looking good, looking good. Ready? 1, 2, good.
Tonight, can one team and one sneaker company join forces to try to buy a Super Bowl?
This is ABC News Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Cokie Roberts.
So, Mr. Jones, is greed going to take over football?
No, not at all. And I'll say this, some of the things that I'm doing are being practiced right now by other NFL clubs. It just may not be done on the scale.
Maybe legally it's permissible, but the spirit of cooperation, teamwork, and partnership in the league has obviously, I think, been violated. Is this another way of paying players on certain teams, whether it be the Cowboys or somebody else? Can a company like Nike go in and get a relationship with individual stars, Pro Bowl players, whomever, that might affect the whole salary cap and competitive balance from one team to another? And I think that is a major concern.
Yes. Yeah.
How was he?
He was great.
Was he?
Yeah, he was pretty neutral.
Good.
He was pretty, yeah.
Because I sent him some quotes from you the other day, so he... Yeah.
Stay tuned as Nate Newton buys a Harley when 6 Days to Sunday continues on TNT.
Public relations. Okay, yeah, you need to speak with Rich Dalrymple.
Rich.
John.
You're flipping the bird in USA Today.
They're getting on me pretty good about that.
You're flipping the USA Today, the bird.
The guys in the training room busted my chops. They took the cut line and they wrote family time. Newly signed Cowboy Deion Sanders arrives at Monday's Texas Stadium news conference with his wife Carol and children Deion Jr. and newly adopted son Rich Dalrymple.
It's not through, but it's supposed to fade out left a little bit. Where's that draw?
That's draw.
It's supposed to draw left a little bit.
Ball from ball.
Yeah, you hit it like an idiot, like I did. Turn. Bruce, what do you think about a guy who pulls his ball out of a hole about 3 inches deep?
You get to lift, clean, and replace, right?
No.
Every tournament I've ever seen.
Just takes us a few holes. Bruce, that's why you're my partners, because you got to make some of them putts.
I'm trying.
Huh?
Hey, how are you doing? Good. This is what I like to do on Tuesdays. And the people that don't care about how the Vikings are, they're good Viking fans, and it'd be great if they did well, but they're much more concerned about their health, and they're much more concerned about having a chance to get out of the house and come out and visit and socialize with friends and get themselves a good, solid meal for that day. And they say when I come in here, I smile the whole time I'm here. And the name of the book is I Like Me. Let me hear you say that once. I like me. Let's say it one more time. I like me. Yes, I like that. And then it says, I like to ride a bike. Who likes to ride a bike?
I always wanted a Harley, man. So last season, I just started getting one custom built. I wanted a fat tire in the back, real fat tire. I got like a miniature car tire on the back of mine. Ain't gonna be like, hey, you know what, you can't sneak in the house late at night on one of these. They gonna get caught every time, man. You gotta pull up and just push it down the driveway. And here we go. That's it, man.
And if you turn on the TV, you'll see me, Dennis Green, and you'll say, I know him because he came and read to us at the Martin Luther King Center, right? And then we'll always be friends.
So the biggest complaint you have right now is your neck? Is that what you would put priority?
Yeah.
That gives you more problems? What part of your neck does it bother you?
I just pinched it in the game.
Oh, just like the last game?
Just last game, yeah.
Did you? So you've been in the league 13 years, huh?
Yeah.
How much longer do you want to stay?
Well, as long as I can keep going. As long as I got someone like you to keep me together.
All right.
I should be all right.
You're a quarterback, man. You can keep that.
Start on those.
Sally, do you want to ask if he'll sign this
Can I sign yours?
Oh, yeah?
Is that okay?
Thank you.
You're not feeling well today?
There we go. Take care, all right?
Ain't leave me out now. Tell her you take it easy now.
Take care.
I'll watch you Sunday.
All right. Take care.
Good to see you, and this is, of course, the first of our lunches that we have for our visitors or anybody that hadn't been here before. It's a great time for us just to sit around and shoot the bull a little bit and just kind of talk informally. Some of this gets on the record, some of it doesn't. A lot of you don't know this, but Jimmy Johnson and I used to go out in the afternoon and sit there and visit with people about renting and buying a suite when he first got here. And so we were very effective in our marketing. We didn't know what we were doing. Really, really. I used to have a sign in my office, and it was two buzzards sitting on a limb, and one buzzard was looked over at the other buzzard and said, "Patience my ass, I'm gonna kill something."
Okay, let's start going over kind of what our plan's going to be. I think, obviously, we've got two guys down with injuries, Rick Cunningham and Donald Frank. Tony, defense, you think?
We got to tackle well and hustle. And, we've done that pretty well for the most part. And we just haven't forced the turnovers yet. And we got to get some to win this game. We got to get them.
Right.
We got to score with it, and we've got to. If the field position is such that we got to go the length, we got to make some big plays. They're tough to do that against.
These are the ones that'll just wear your cholesterol right out of your body. Go ahead, Bill.
What concerns me is he steps up and then plays back over the outside. But Ernie, what if when he comes over? I mean, I think we ought to move the backside of it.
Emmett's at 5'9". 47% on third down, which is the other place that do a good job. With Emmett, I forgot, I totaled it up. It's like 19 or 20 to 10 yards plus. A lot of 12, 11, 15 in there, and that's what you really got to work to take away.
It becomes a 4-out, though, with that guy crossing right there. They're not in the bunches all that much. Nope.
Boy, from second long all the way through third down is pass.
Yeah, they don't have, heck, they've only got
one run on 13.
One run. If they've got a good guys rushing, they will chip you.
They're going to chip off.
Second and 10 was probably an incomplete pass, so this is the same play, just with Emmett running it. Yeah. This is the stuff you can't do. This is over 2 here, which it would be tough on us in 2.
It's a good looking little wrinkle they've added.
Yeah.
I like that play.
7.
Well, and we're bringing Kennard in Saturday, and he'll get in good shape, and he'll be a very good, legitimate. Tell me this. Who else is playing pretty good?
Coming up, Dallas and Minnesota get serious when 6 Days to Sunday continues on TNT.
Might be good. Hey, man, how you doing?
All right, trying to
okay. Will you stay with
stay in the fight.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to stand it strong.
Hey.
You're going to be here a long time.
I
okay?
hope so.
Yeah, you know you are. You know you are, John. You see that. Yeah, look how far you've come.
Yeah, they do have great team speed on defense, especially from their linebackers. And Charles Haley is always a concern because they like to move him around from one side to the other in pass blocking, and you always want to make sure you can get some help on him whenever possible.
He looked like he's reading the game plan.
Yeah, trying to make it.
He's really looking at the comics.
You can see I formation 57 times. It's a predominant formation, 42 runs, 15 passes. Almost all of them are play actions. This is 23 runs, 5 passes. Most of the passes are play action once they get in the red zone. Boots and play action passes down there. But this is get the ball to Emmett. We don't care what you're in. Pound it at you. Run the ball. Grouping. Out hit and out hustle them and force turnovers. They don't fumble very much. He doesn't throw interceptions, but in the games that they do, they have a tougher time winning, and that's what we got to do.
If you're coming out on a dodge and you come out and just roll it out there, the guy's going to be all over you. These backers can run. You've got to be on top of your game. You cannot play a sloppy game and beat a team the caliber of the Dallas Cowboys.
Robert, let's talk about eye under a little bit. What are the passes that we can expect from the eye under formation?
Well, they like the option screen. They can run arrow slant, and they love the 3-step pump. You know, Warren Moon, he's good at the 3-step pump, and they can also throw the arrow curl.
Now, they've taken Del Rio, and in 95% of the times, they have taken him to the weak side.
Here we go, got nickel green, cover 8, right?
When he comes, he would come to the weak side. Del Rio is the guy that we'll be looking for, 55, and he will be sticking his nose up in there.
Now, again, for the most part, it may be as simple as just this and this, which we can handle. It's this, this, and this that always presents the problem for us.
Red 18, hut, hut. Fire stunt, right? Back in the huddle. Here we go, last call.
All right, 18, here we go.
Switch press. Bless you. Base, switch press.
You don't need a flash and lightning. Certainly, if you wanted to go high-low to pick up your hitch, you could do that.
Hut, hut. Yo.
Got him, hey.
Got to peel. Come on. God dog it. Let's go. Run it again. Let's go.
If you can't pass up because of that off coverage, and you just can't pass up the Orlando or the Houston, by all means, you can always go to those if you want to take a straight shot at it.
Red 18, hut, hut. There you go, Sturge. You got him, baby. You're on him. You're all over him. You're all over him.
Look at this guy. Look at his hair.
Leave me alone.
Oh, he's running. Come on, we go this way. In here. This is the Players' Lounge, Vikings Lounge. We have TV.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to mark this people's next. Wow,
Don't know what's gonna happen. Don't know the outcome. Just want justice.
This right here really upsets me, man. Arrested. This right here really upsets me, man. This boy right here, man, I don't know what getting in them kids, man. I know. They got the world almost at their hands, man.
In their hands.
In their hands, and he blows it by doing something stupid, just like that.
Yep. Happen every year.
Every year.
You think they learn, though?
You think they learn by watching other people make the mistake? Yep. Because other people have made. That's what I'm talking about, man. When they tell my role model, all you gotta do is just look at somebody else who made a mistake and don't do the same thing.
Hello.
Hello, is this the Vikings press room?
Sure is, Barb.
I've got Coach Switzer ready if
Okay.
y'all are ready.
Coach, Minnesota's ready for you.
Hi, Coach.
Hi there.
We're just getting set up here. You can bear with us a minute.
Yeah.
Coach, we've got some writers here who have been following your career ever since Oklahoma.
Oh, great. They're the best kind.
Why didn't you apply for the Cowboy job?
I didn't know there was an opening.
Well, I imagine they did here. I'm glad they didn't know it nationally.
Well, it looks like Dion has the money, all the money, so there's no need for me to come down
Hey,
there. I don't
Jerry,
think you guys can afford me.
I think, Jerry, if he can afford Dion, he can handle you now.
Working with the Cowboys this year, some people said you were just a caretaker last year. Have you exerted more of your personality this year?
You know, the amazing thing about here is those people that write it are never around here anyway. They're not in my staff rooms. I look around, they're not there. They're not in the locker room, the dressing room. They're not in the showers, thank goodness. And I don't see them at practice, but they seem to know so much about what Barry Switzer does. So all these things are mystique and created by the media and people on the side. I do basically the same things I've always done and basically what all head coaches do. And I spend half my time, instead of being on the walkthrough out there today, I'm in here talking to you guys. You understand? That's the role of a head coach.
How is Warren Moon's health?
Warren's very healthy. You know, Warren had a knee injury the last part of the season last year, but Warren came out of that real well. He hurt his shoulder a little bit this summer, and we held him out a lot of the early training camp, but Warren's healthy, and I believe 100%. That's one down.
Troy, what kind of grade would you give the offense in the first 2 weeks, the way you guys have played against Denver and the Giants?
I think we've done what we've needed to get done in the 2 ball games, but we all realize that we can play better as an offense.
People didn't expect me to even be in this league when I came out of college, and I think I've surprised a lot of people with the fact, first of all, that I came in here and I was successful, and second, that I've been able to be consistent and stay around this long.
About that time.
Another day to sun.
That's it. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Leon. Leon.
Way to dog him. Way to use him as a piss board.
That's it, D. That's it. You got to give him a good look now. On the scout team, guys, you need a good look for him. Let's go.
Here go, I left slide jet, ace left, 088 special. On one.
Come on now. Just because we're simulating Minnesota doesn't mean we can't get any work done. Let's go. Let's go now. This is important as anything we do right here is servicing the offense. Let's go.
88. Green 88.
Good job. Good job.
All right, Riverside and defense up. Here we go.
Offense up.
Tiger on the left hash. Spread right, run past 60 counter, double comeback.
Spread right, run pass, 60 counter, double comeback on one.
Remember, this one's going to happen quick. Remember, say it's a shorter drought.
180.
That's it, MG. Nice job. Double comebacks, very good. You got to hold up, line. This is a big play for us. You got to hold up front.
And they have run that play now. They ran it against us a couple of years ago. They're going Tiger, faking the counter, and ending up with a tier route, right? Okay.
Okay, now again, that's what they love. It's a toss. Work right here. Everybody's running, and then he looks for the cutback. Oh, come on, guys.
You gave away the play over there.
That's the way to get him going, Michael. That's the way to get him going. He's all pissed off now. Hey, we got a hell of a practice going now. Let's keep it up.
So today was just average, and not the kind of practice that I expected with the kind of game that we're facing this week. And the work was okay, but we could not beat the Dallas Cowboys the way we practiced today. If we practiced this way the rest of the week, we couldn't get it done.
Best Wednesday practice we've had. Really practiced well. It was hot. We really practiced good. I was really impressed. Coaches were too. And as far as execution, effort, giving us a picture, scout teams, offense, defense, it was really good. Everyone on the field contributed.
Another day down.
Stay tuned for Dion's return when 6 Days to Sunday continues on Turn to Day 4 of TNT's 6 Days to Sunday.
Right here. I am a cross-dresser. One gay bar, so what? Curiosity, it's curiosity. I didn't like it that much. Just relax, I got a nosebleed, I'm trying to coagulate. I always thought NFL films had good taste. Coach, my elbow's sore, can I quit? My elbow's sore, can I quit now? Are you sure? No, I'm not. Long snapper abuse, that's all it is.
With Deion Sanders and Charles Haley and Eric Williams and Aikman and Emmett and Irvin, Jerry Jones's job for this year now is done. He has assembled a team that, barring catastrophic injury, should win the Super Bowl.
Great this morning.
What I just went back to ask Mary.
Hey, Russell.
Hey, how you doing?
Russell, fine. Doing good. Hey, Robert. Joe, go back in Barry's office. Ben. Hey, Larry.
That was great.
Ted, don't let him leave without, because I want to say something to him.
But as he has said before, and we've made the point frequently, no matter what Jerry Jones does, somebody roasts him.
Tickle the I wish my hands could flee.
I really don't think you understand what kind of hand I have.
If you studied this long, you'd have got all A's in school, dog.
Yeah, I know, but...
Moose ain't number 10% body fat, if that.
It's not a 5.
The Moose. 5% body fat. No wonder you bruise easy. You're nothing but muscle.
Come on, man.
I'm 85% body fat, believe it. That's why I can lose weight easily.
Body by Hostess Twinkie.
Big comedian. Got them speed bump eyebrows. Talking about my hair.
Bro, we're getting you on
body.
TV. He had knee surgery last week. The team doctor did scoped his knee, repaired the tendon, and also did $10,000 worth of liposuction on him.
You guys won't be able to use any of this footage. We'll be beeping it out.
All I know is put him in the game. Troy about to be doing one of these numbers. Running for his life. Good Lord. They put number George Hammond in the game. You better say, hey, what you ought to do, you ought to call timeout. Don't go to neither side. I go in the middle of the damn field. Get down on both knees and Lord help me, please.
Just because your head's shaped like a bullet don't make you a big shot there, boy.
Left stat left 495 F drag on one.
Even that one thing right there, if we can get to Sam Backer converting on that 7 route by Novacek. They like you down the middle. Some of the blitzes are good. You know, just a matter of
you gotta pick your spot.
Pick your spot. Yeah.
And what happens, most people, they're kind of in awe and they're not really on their game, and then it's 14-0.
Right, throw an interception, you got fumbles, catches the ball, you know, next thing you know, you're out of it. That's why a real tight game, I think, is a key thing.
Red ball, twins!
We can't allow the hard count or allow his voice inflection to draw us offside.
Get even, Cowboy!
That's what they're going to try to use because there's going to be a certain fear factor once the game starts taking place as far as the pass rush.
Ace even, 96!
We can't go on Boyce. He's too much of a veteran player. We got to go on movement. When the ball moves, we got to be moving.
Reed, 45, hut! There ain't no damn first down. It's a touchdown. He didn't even kick.
Good work. You know, Thursday's a tough day. A very good session day. Much better today than it was yesterday.
Nice
job. Nice job. Way to go.
No doubt in my mind, you understand?
Unless somebody's telling them, unless somebody's telling them somewhere that we're going to get you next year and whatever it takes.
Right. Let's live with giving him the final offer, and then if he doesn't, then we'll all live with it and then go get the other guy. Was that where we went?
If it came down, we didn't think we were going to get him. Yeah, we'd take the safety. Now we're down the stretch run. We're really pretty good.
Then go after them and tell them, look, you either come in now or else we're moving on, and then move on.
If it is that important, then I don't want to push our linebacker today.
Looky there.
Because I look at him. Dion, come in here. All right.
Dion.
Hey.
How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
You slipped in here on us, didn't you? Okay,
like
good. Do you go for that? Does it fit?
I got one just like this. I like it.
Do you?
Perfect. Hey, perfect. That car actually held that ball better than Saxon did on the last field goal. Okay. Pardon me, but are those Bugle Boy jeans that you're wearing? Why, yes, they are.
Dion, Mike Zimmer. Mike is...
How you doing? Good to see you again. You too.
Mike's our defensive back coach here.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be my man. That's right.
Yeah.
Who's doing the taping for Dallas? What player are they going to do? Emmitt Smith? I'll bet Emmitt wouldn't pick his nose like this.
How you doing, baby?
What's up, baby boy?
Welcome to the squad.
What's going on?
Look at it. Look at it.
Hey, man, what's up, Money? How that money doing, man? What's going on? Let me see what money smells like when it smells so good.
Like a big fat boy.
He sure do got a pretty mouth.
Oh, we're just going up to St. Cloud. Hey, have you seen the president? We've lost him.
Hey, I like your comment. It's nice to get to throw a ball deliberately to him.
I was talking to somebody. They were telling me about offense. I said, well, I don't know what Dion can do. You know, I've never thrown a ball to him. I said, well, let me retract that. I said, I've never thrown one to him. Yeah, when he's been in our uniform.
Okay, here we go.
We know when we get him here, he's going to be committed to us. That's the man loyalty. That's how he is. You know, you guys keep saying you want to run out and run. I want him to say, man, I'm ready to get with the Cowboys. The greatest running back damn near in NFL history, man. This ain't no love him, baby. You can't fake this. Get his word.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. That girl's back. Gripe, gripe, gripe.
So we know when we get him here, he's going to be committed to us. That's the man loyalty. That's how he is. You know, you guys keep saying you want to run out and run. I want him to say, man, I'm ready to get with the Cowboys.
You're going to be crazy around here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love every minute of it.
Thank you very much. And for my next act...
Care 11 presents your ticket for
Total Sports Entertainment
and the total game plan from the man in charge. It's time for the Dennis Green Show.
It's no mystery as to what to watch in this football game because for the Vikings, it's pretty simple. You got to stop Emmitt.
We have to stop Emmitt Smith. You know, he's been one of the top rushers. He's considered one of the top two backs in the National Football League. You can see him breaking through. Tremendous explosive player. Also, probably the most physical, aggressive running back.
You know, I'll tell you a little locker room deal about him. We be, when we don't have a lot of reporters in the locker room, we like to walk around naked. I mean, they do. The skinny guys, prancing around, showing, talking about how fine he is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Now, Clayton, boy, I'm telling you now, sometimes when you glance around the corner, you be thinking, oh, you know.
Over music ends, something like that. Stand by, right? Is all three in both mics. Who does all three mics
Looks
cue?
like a good story you were reading. It was. I like
Ready, two,
you,
take
it was
two?
called. We were talking
Ready,
on the
three.
team about liking themselves.
Take three. Ray Dissolve still being
bring in the
monitor.
fans.
Dissolve.
Yeah, I was wanting to know about Deion's contract. How long is it? What are some of the terms?
You got that all written down already?
Well, I'm reading it right here off your little
Okay.
cheat sheet.
All right, go ahead.
Cowboys signed Sanders to 7-year, $35 million deal. And I think Jim pointed out in the show prior to this, what it's really based on is the fact that a lot of the money comes up front. It's going to be spread out over those 7 years. He's going to be playing the first 3 years for the league's minimum salary.
I want you to grab the sticks right here for beating the Detroit Lions 20-10.
I think you fit better with the Kappas with that Playboy kind of thing.
Yeah.
What?
Not me, baby.
No? I must be thinking about somebody else.
You got me confused with one of my other teammates or something.
Stay tuned as the Vikings wrap up the week.
Don't forget the donut.
We have been living in apartments everywhere we've been, so I have to pack up the whole house during the summer, but it's like packing in faith because I don't know if he's going to make it or not, and so here we are, like the last week of August with a totally, completely empty apartment, and he's still not knowing. He has still not found out if he's made the team or not. We see each other for about an hour and a half at night before we go to bed, 2 hours.
Brianna, you have a birthday party?
Yes, and that's April's. It's tea party, spend the night party.
You're at 6 years old, you're going to do a tea party and a spend the night party?
Yes,
You're
I'm 6
kidding.
years old.
You're kidding.
I'm 6 years old, Daddy.
I know that. You're all 6 years old. I love you. Bye.
Now, go attack him. Right there, get up into him. Now, whatever he wants to do. Now, they could end up changing, but wherever Bill Bates is, I want you and kick his butt. All right? So Bill Bates should be here.
I got 5. You got 5, right? 5 kids.
Pampers, food, what? Milk.
How much money you make?
It don't matter.
Boy, that's the one.
It ain't got nothing to see. It ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with money. What do you do? Driving you crazy. And they're right.
Right here. Right here. Come on, knock him back. Then cover him. Communicate, Rob. Let's go. Good job, guys. There you go, Swan. That's where to find him.
Tucker, you gonna play against? I mean, he is straight candidate for the guard up outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He top heavy. He sure do.
You know what kind of challenge you got. You know how much fun it's going to be. You're playing a team that you're not supposed to have a chance. That's the best. Those are the greatest games of all in athletics all through your career.
I know that guy don't like heat. If we bring heat on his ass, we'll be in good shape. Play like you've been playing. Same old story on offense. Their secondary cannot hold up against Troy if we protect him. You protect him, they can't hold up, man. I promise you. We've had a great week of practice. I believe we're hungry. We at least show it and practice like it anyway. Let's keep the dream alive, man. All right, dream alive.
Let's go.
Dream alive.
10 out,
guys. 10 out. 15 minutes.
Eating again. Hey, you big boy, you fat boy, get away from that.
So not so much pizza, man. Not so much pizza.
I walked right by the pizza.
But then
I'm
you
being
gonna walk
pulled
right
back in because Hunt's sitting there eating it right in front of me.
You know, I'm trying not to eat that fattening food. But Roy, I had a bite of that pizza. It is pretty good.
Watch out, man. Last guy got in front of me over some rice. I mugged him.
This is called yard bird.
This is Willie.
They don't know nothing about yard bird.
Looks real good. You can't use that as an excuse for not running.
No. It's just sore. It's still sore.
Your foot's
My screw was pushing up.
No, your screws are wrong.
Right there.
Dear Mr. Eric Williams, we got a sacrificial lamb for you, sir. And his name is Roy Barker.
Oh, man.
He's all softened up for you.
All right.
Roy Barker.
All right.
His rush doesn't work. He doesn't have a spin move. Doesn't have a swim move. He'll just run up there and he'll hurt himself before he hurts you. So don't worry about Mr. Roy Barker.
Dear Mr. Charles Harry, we have a mismatch for you. Don't worry about Coop. He don't know his plays. On run, he goes for pass, and on pass, he goes for run.
Ask him what he makes.
Huh?
Ask him what he makes.
A lot less than he do. I'm the lowest paid starter in the league.
Desiring to win the Super Bowl is a great goal. And I think everyone who plays football needs to want to win. Otherwise, you're not going to last long. It's a great temporal goal to have, but it's not the meaning of existence. It's not the purpose of life.
My favorite verse in the whole Bible for us is 1 Corinthians chapter 9:24. Don't you know that in a race, all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? So run in such a way as to get the prize.
Now, you guys play on Sunday. It's tough to rest on Sunday. And during the season, it gets so busy and intense. In fact, that's one of the things about Bible study I know you guys are tired after a long day. It's funny how much more spiritual we can feel if we have some rest.
God wants us to be on top. There's so many Christians think that we shouldn't be on top. God right here told us to run the race to win the prize.
He will come to you that you will not come to know God by any act of your own, but by the grace of God alone. And the Holy Spirit will then communicate His will to you through Bible prayer circumstances in the church.
God, you have me out here. You put me here. Now you have to save me. And I just lean on Him.
Tackle him, Ron. Hey, you gotta go get him now. You can't let him get away.
Don't hurt his hands now, Randall.
What?
Some cookies.
There goes the Billy dance, man. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. Hold your hand up so she can know what ugly looks like.
We almost done.
You know what I'm saying, Chris? Yeah.
Without a strong frowns a step to think of how many big shows we slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you.
You know why?
I'm telling all you 1996 incoming rookies, don't forget the donut.
All right, man. And don't bring no cookies.
Did you get into him about our safety?
No, I don't know.
When we get a chance to talk.
He asked me, but I said I haven't been updated. And I'm upset about it, too.
Lord, it's cold up here. Kind of chilly out here, ain't it? Yes, sir.
Boy, it feels daggone good up here.
Great day.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Working hard? Hardly working?
Which one are you?
Stay behind that second curtain, please.
I got it now. The cute one.
If you could play out a scenario early in this first quarter, what would it be?
For us to go 3-0 and on defense, come up with a turnover at some point early in the game, and give our offense confidence that we're going to be able to stay in the game.
Looking at their defense, what's going to take offensively to win this thing?
Well, I think that we do what we've been doing offensively to protect Troy. I don't think their secondary can hold up. They're small, they're undersized defensively, but they're good. They're quick.
Okay. Do you feel more comfortable being the head coach here now because you're the whole year?
Yeah, they know me now. Their sophomore year is always better than your freshman year. You know where old sorority houses are now. You know how to get around campus.
There you go.
Yeah.
For the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Dallas Cowboys Sunday night, it will take
It will take a perfect game. I think it'll take a perfect game in all three phases.
Playing well is not the hard part for this football team. The hard part for this football team is staying focused and doing it week to week.
Well, we got through the whole interview. We didn't talk about Deion Sanders. Aren't you proud? Aren't you proud?
No, you just ruined it.
I didn't ask you. I just talked about it.
Now tonight, I can sense the excitement. You can sense it in town. A lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in town. You can sense it in the hotel. All of a sudden, things get a little bit different. That's part of that pomp and pageantry that has nothing to do with us in the ballgame. It has to do with the excitement that builds up in this type of a ballgame. A Sunday night TNT extravaganza.
And you guys got the key? Here we go. Okay, here we are. 10 o'clock wake up, 10:30 brunch, guys. See you in the morning. 10 o'clock wake up, 10:30 brunch, guys. It's time to get to the room, Caleb. Time to get to the room, Michael. NFL rules tonight, John. All right? Lights out, hands above the sheets again, all right? Time for our guests to go.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Just leaving.
Everything cool? This is a weekly event.
Hey, give me my give him a mouse, man.
Guys, we'll see you in the morning.
Coming up, the final showdown when 6 Days to Sunday continues on TNT.
Excuse me, can I take a picture? Really? Okay. You're done eating. Can I get one more? Thank you.
He could become Billy Graham over this, so let's make sure the cameras really get him. This is his opportunity now. Don't you think we ought to let him have it?
Billy Graham or Jimmy Swaggart, one of the two. Who?
Well, then it's a big day. The competition inside of me just kind of rises up. It makes you want to go for it. Same thing within the spiritual battle, the battle that we have to go against, the battle between good and evil.
Psalm 23 is one of the most familiar passages in all the Bible. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's good stuff.
Good evening, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Pat Hayden. No question, I think, that Dallas is playing as sharply as anybody in the league right now, even in mid-season or late-season form.
We can't give them any slack, any pressure, baby.
Let's go. All of us gotta hustle and fly around all day.
Hey, disrespecting our ass.
Already.
Let's go on already. We ain't kicked off. That's enough to piss anybody off. Let's move their ass in their own house and take it back to Dallas where we can enjoy it.
Hey, let's go to war.
The Cowboys have won the toss. They will receive. Here's the kick from Fawad Levays, and we are underway. It goes over Kevin Williams' head. Out in the back of the end zone, touchback. And Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys will come on offense for the first time.
Jack Del Rio said to us yesterday, my dream, my vision of this game was to have a 3 and out.
Aikman to throw. Got it. First sack of the season. Roy Barker.
Good job, Roy. Most underrated guy in the league.
Three wide receivers. 3rd and 20. Aikman lobs it to Emmett Smith. Harlan Barnett gets him. 3 and out for Minnesota.
big boys. Hey, way to stop them. That's a big series there. Yeah.
Who got him, Coach?
58. Larry does. Okay, came right inside, or we may go for 50 yards. Okay? There's nobody else there to make the tackle. Nobody else there to make it.
Just what we expected. Second and long, center, turn to the weak side, back went the strong side. So far, so good.
Settle down, we'll be fine.
What are you going with?
Play pass scissors.
Okay.
Just a quick one to JJ plus the scissors in behind.
Let's go. Let's just go G. Okay. Let's go G, switch, press.
He said to us yesterday, Vern, that we have to play a perfect game to beat these Cowboys.
He's got to hold it. If he's going to run now, you would have had about 7-8 yards.
In a situation, you may want Michael Irvin on a post pattern.
Coming into tonight's game, the Cowboys were perfect in what they call the red zone. That's the area inside the 20. 8 of 8. Well, make it 9 of 9. That's perfection.
They are just so hard to stop. It's kind of like balancing the federal budget. It's easy to talk about, but real hard to do.
John, be sure they understand now that the lead draw is coming out of green.
It's coming out of green, you guys.
And the back is very tilted. It's very obvious.
Okay. Second and 13. Boom, draw play. Robert Smith. The race is on. Woodson catches up with him.
I think we've given up a big run in every ball game.
But a nifty run of 44 yards for Robert Smith.
This is a long-ass field goal here.
Mike Saxon will hold. Mike Morris will snap it. Everything's good. The kick is on the way.
Making 31 in a row for Fawad Reveiz.
A 42-yard effort. 6-3 Dallas. Smith. I believe the Vikings have it.
Well, Tony Dungy's defense creates turnovers. They've done it since he's been the coordinator here in 1992. And Vern, we said for Minnesota to win this game, they needed to create 2 or 3 turnovers. They just got one.
Bring it, baby, bring it! Bring it to him! Bring it to him!
They got Jade in, right?
He's holding up 3 fingers. That's diamond, right?
There you go, nickel.
Got him guessing over their defense now.
He's in for Carter?
Yes.
Chris Carter?
Yes.
Third and goal. 6-3 Dallas.
Well, each team has had a turnover, and each team has turned it into a touchdown.
Big wide left slide jet, ace left zero, anything special? On one.
Take a look at this. They've had 3 punts and 2 3-and-out drives.
That's just good defense by the Vikings.
In there, though.
They switch press.
Charles Haley.
He is as disruptive as a hyperactive child.
Odd or even will be the run. 44 is the pass.
All right, let's see if we can get some pressure.
Stunts and a blitz. And good protection from him when he dropped at the 15-yard line. Michael Irvin.
Okay, now somebody's got to make a play out there.
Cowboys have been perfect so far this season inside the 20. There's Belichick. 25 seconds remaining in the first half. That is short of the first half.
We got no timeouts left. No, it's either a touchdown in the end zone or a incomplete pass.
Yeah, the matching of wits between Ernie Zampese and Tony Dungy.
Well, they both had their moments this evening.
Johnson starts in motion. Four-man rush. Aikman scrambles, shovels it. They got it short of the first down. It's fourth down. And the clock is running. They can't stop it.
Got to get up and diet.
They can't stop it.
Throw it. Throw it. Nope. That's good defense and poor clock management. Yes, sir. That is an excellent half of defense by the Minnesota Vikings. Really is.
To a degree, Barry Switzer's offensive team shot itself in its collective foot. The clock runs out on the Cowboys. First time this season, they have been stopped inside the red zone. We're at the halftime. It's 10-9 Minnesota. An army of photographers from NFL Films have been following the Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys all this week for a special TNT presentation called 6 Days to Sunday.
Let us smell blood. You got to eat. You got to eat.
And a really interesting defensive struggle thus far, Pat.
Yeah, I think the fact that the Cowboys only have 27 yards rushing is a very telling statistic. But the Minnesota defense has really taken that away.
If they can get by that first wall, he's got running room.
Smith, one man to beat.
Oh, that ball, look there.
The one man is Corey Fuller, and he tackles Emmitt Smith. But you just knew you couldn't contain him all night long.
Here we go.
Here's Bunyol. He missed the extra point. Novacek with the hold. Whoa!
That's on the kicker. That's not the snapper or the holder. That's on the kicker.
Good job, Harlan. That's the way. All right, Eddie. That's the way. That's the way. You just got to keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. We're not blocking them. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Brian, but the last 3 runs have got less than a damn yard. Come on now, they brought you guys out here because they felt you could handle the pressure. That's bull. I thought they brought the A-team out here. Now let's quit babying Michael Irvin all the time. I guarantee when you look and see it, he grabbed Irwin. Irwin grabbed him, I guarantee it. Like he does every damn time. Now that's bull. Quit babying Dallas, make them win the game.
First and 10 at the 28.
We got them, baby. We got their number. They can't fool us.
They are an outstanding fourth quarter team. Touchdown, Dallas.
They're going to go for 2. I think they should go for 2 here.
Cowboys have never converted a two-point play.
We coming to get you. Turn it back. We get out there. Turn it back. Get the ball back.
Aikman chased. John Randall.
I mean, Nate Newton had a pretty good day so far against John Randall, but that time John Randall just blew right by him.
Viking football. So the Minnesota Vikings find themselves 56 yards away from tying this one up.
We got to find some way to get the job done now. It's right there for the taking. It's right there for the taking. Got the seam. Warren. It's a flaw in the damn defense.
Let's go, baby. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hey, they have 2 downs to pick up this 10 yards.
There's Jake.
Four-man rush. Boom. Almost broke it open.
That'll make some plays here pretty soon.
No, you want something that's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm.
86 seconds to go. Moon. Pass. What a dandy pass.
What he busted the call. Woodson busted the call.
against a 5'11 guy. But that was a great throw.
This is a big play, guys. This is the biggest play of the night right here.
Spread right, run past 60, counter, double counter.
Okay, let's go. This is where he's got to make his money. Let's go, Warren. Here's Chris.
We're going to overtime.
I can't believe it. We had him.
It's been an entertaining night for football fans here in Minneapolis.
We said it was going to take more than 60. Jack, wait, let's see if we get it. If we get the ball, we'll take the ball. If not, we'll defend that goal.
Jack Del Rio and Billy Bates.
And one guy's got blood on his elbow. The other guy's got sweat all over him.
Cowboys win the toss. They will receive. We got the ball. Good.
We're going to see right here. Y'all want this one? We're going to see right now.
Line there.
And we can have a lot to do with the game right here. Right here. Field position is everything right here. We're going middle return. You stay on area 1. It's going down the middle, area 2. All right, let's go. Your lane. Hey, big hit. 1, 2, 3, big hit.
Well, Juan Revay's got the touchback last time out. 72-yard kick. This is a good one, but it will be returned. Williams at the 4. Out to the 26. All in all, pretty good coverage. Yep. And Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and the Dallas Cowboys come back on the field. And deep right side, Michael Irvin. Just like that.
Come on, guys.
Just keep fighting. No big plays. Just keep fighting, baby. We'll win this thing.
Here's where the offensive line has to give Troy Aikman some time.
First and 10 Dallas. 17-17 in overtime. Emmitt Smith drops it. This could be over. Touchdown, Dallas. What a comeback from a fumble that angered him for much of the night. 150 yards for Emmitt Smith for the evening. And he wins it for the Cowboys with a 31-yard run in overtime.
Jerry, nice ball game. Put on quite a show.
Send me a defensive game plan.
All right. Good luck next week.
Let's go on. Let's go on.
Well, y'all play this to the hip. All right. Y'all play this to the hip. The same way you got your feet there again tonight, huh? Love you, man.
All right, take care.
Well, we know it'll be a 60 minutes, sometimes more. Sometimes a coin toss. We had some chances. We didn't take advantage of them, but we fought all the way for 60 minutes.
We played about as bad as you can play. I mean, we're through tonight. As far as things we know, what we did, dropping balls, mistakes, kicking game, we all know what happened. Yet we were good enough to win football games. We were good enough to win it. And if we played good, we'd kick their ass good.
If things work out and we're fortunate enough to play Dallas again, so be it. But today, the team with the most points, they won. And our disappointment will be enormous for a day and a half. That's all it can last, a day and a half.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Never stop playing.
You wouldn't die. You wouldn't die. This is great play. Great play. Emmitt Smith is the toughest competing somebody's ever seen. He's the best defensive. Go!
There are two teams that wanted to win very, very badly. And when that happens, only one can win. If we should ever meet again, we'll take it.
Friday night, TNT's hooping it up with an NBA doubleheader. First at 8, see the Orlando Magic try to slam the Boston Celtics. Then the LA Clippers travel north of the border to take on the Vancouver Grizzlies. Coming up, Matthew Modine stars in TNT's adaptation of one of the most inspiring Bible tales. Watch the TNT original Jacob. TNT, the best movie studio on television.
Face-off and shakes down NFL coaches on the hot seat. Hi, how are you? Chris Myers here in Los Angeles. Hope you're having a good Friday. In a moment, Jimmy Johnson joins us live to talk NFL. First, to check on some of the stories making news today. Don King, his wire fraud trial winding down in New York's federal court. Now, after the rebuttal Monday, the case will go to the jury for deliberation. King's attorney, Peter Fleming, called the government's argument a case of surmise. King charged with 9 counts of insurance fraud stemming from a scheduled bout involving Julio Cesar Chavez. The NBA isn't only coming down hard on players, coaches are feeling it too. The league hit Larry Brown of the Pacers with fines totaling $61,000 and suspended him for verbally abusing the officials and refusing to leave the court in Thursday night's loss to the Knicks. Hello, Larry. Brown was ejected from the game by the substitute refs, but did not go quietly. Cavalier All-Star forward Tyrone Hill will miss at least 2 weeks due to injuries suffered in a car accident Tuesday. He's experiencing mild imbalance and has weakness in his right arm and right leg. The Astros will stay in Houston for at least the 1996 season. Owner Drayton McClain said if the city does not support the team then they should go somewhere where they will be supported. I'll have an Astro burger to go. Houston's football team, the Oilers, set to move to Nashville for 1998, a formal announcement expected on Monday. Not a college football, and the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl officials are hoping their team doesn't take a dip down the stretch. Top-ranked Nebraska needs to get past Kansas and Oklahoma in the next 3 weeks to stay perfect. The Cornhuskers visit the Jayhawks Saturday, a school they've defeated the last 26 times they've played. In '93, though, Nebraska barely won 21-20 after a failed 2-point conversion. That game was in Lawrence. This game is in Lawrence. The Huskers' opponent in the Fiesta could be Florida State, Florida, or Notre Dame. And speaking of Nebraska, quarterback Tommy Frazier seems to be getting most of the Heisman talk. His team is winning. His numbers are gaudy. More than 1,000 yards passing, 15 touchdowns through the air, 12 more on the ground. But since Tuesday was Election Day, it got me to thinking if I had to vote today for the Heisman, I couldn't put anybody ahead of Ohio State's Eddie George. He's run for more than 1,200 yards, scored a stunning 18 touchdowns, averaging almost 6 yards a carry. He's also shared production with Bobby Hoying and Terry Glenn. And the Buckeyes are 9-0 with one of the country's most difficult schedules. The Heisman race, like the race to the Fiesta, could change, though, in the next month. Rick Pitino hopes that his team's #1 ranking doesn't change. In the coach's preseason top 25 hoop poll, the Wildcats are on top because of these reasons. 3 returning starters, 9 returning lettermen, and 2 of the top 10 blue-chip recruits, Wayne Turner and Ron Mercer. Kansas is second, followed by the defending champion UCLA Bruins. Rounding out the top 10, UConn is 6th, UMass with Marcus Camby, Dante Bright, and Dana Dingle 7th, then Wake Forest, Louisville, and Iowa, which was not ranked in last year's final poll. Time now to talk pro football. When we come back, Jimmy Johnson takes us up close to the 49er Cowboy clash. Up Close is... Welcome back to the show. He won back-to-back Super Bowls as the Cowboys coach. You see him now talking football on Fox and HBO. We welcome Jimmy Johnson. It's good to see you again.
Well, good to be here, Chris.
Now, how come you're not coaching right now? Come on, Jimmy.
Well, I'm having too much fun with the television thing, and it's really been much better than what I had anticipated earlier on. You know, I'm on the Fox set. I'm inside the NFL with HBO, and so I'm having a good time with it.
The longer that you're out of coaching, does that mean there's less of a chance you'll return to coaching?
Yeah, probably so. I've left the door open that I might go back into coaching, but I guess right now I'm going to be extremely selective as far as what I might do.
Now, you've gotten a lot of calls, and I know that you can only confirm some of these, but people in Philadelphia last year, Tom Benson, the owner of the Saints, this year. What do you say to them when they call?
Well, first of all, you know, I didn't say those teams. You did.
Right. Now, oftentimes they say this is in confidence, right?
Yeah,
so you cannot.
And I don't think it's in anybody's best interest for me to talk about particular teams, especially when they have a coach. And so, you know, I've had some discussions with teams, but, you know, we haven't taken it any further than that. And I've just said, hey, you know, if it's in the right place and if it's the right contract and I have the right responsibilities, then there's a very good chance I might go back on the sideline. But, you know, right now I haven't been presented anything that I liked.
All right, but the right place would be South Florida, the Miami job.
Well, I like living in South Florida, and a lot of people kind of tie that into the Miami job. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think more than anything else, I like living in South Florida, and if I stay in television, that's where I'll live, is in South Florida.
How much bad coaching are you seeing out there today in the NFL?
Well, I think the thing that's been that hurts the game more than anything else is you've got the dilution of the talent with the two new franchises. And so the teams aren't as talented as what they've been in the past years. The other thing, with free agency, you don't have the continuity with teams. And so a lot of players moving around, you just don't have the consistency with the team that you've had in the past. And for that reason, I think the entire league is down.
All right, but what can coaches do to help in that area?
Well, number one, try to keep your players and not, you know, not have so many players moving from team to team. The other thing is, you know, they get infatuated with a free agent from another team. More times than not, that free agent with another team is not going to play as well because he's going to be in a new offense, a new defense. He's not going to be as productive as what he was with his previous team. So number one, just keep the players that you have. The other thing is, you know, you have to keep things simple to where if you do have new players, you know, they're not going to make mistakes, because mistakes is what kill you.
All right, but you would agree, and that's why your name comes up so often, that there are some talented teams that are not being coached as well as they should be right now currently.
Well, you know, it's easy for me to say, you know, being on television, to point fingers, and I guess that's what happened when I was coaching. But yeah, I think right now, you know, you can look around the league and you can see teams that are not playing up to their capabilities.
All right, how much do you miss the coaching part? What do you miss most about it?
Well, more than anything else, I miss, you know, dealing with the players and the camaraderie that I had with the assistant coaches. The best friends I had, you know, was with the assistant coaches, going out and, you know, having some nachos and a cold beer and you know, telling stories with each other. And that was my friendship. And the other thing is, I miss getting ready for the big ball game, you know, just like this San Francisco-Dallas game. I like being able to talk to the team on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, getting ready for the big game and building up to the big game. That right there is what I enjoyed more than anything else.
And that's still enough to bring you back at some point?
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'd say right now it's less than 50-50 that I'll go back on the sideline.
Really? Okay, so 60-40 that you'll stay away from coaching.
Right now, that's because, again, you know, you never know what you're going to accept until something's presented to you. A lot of people say, well, would you do this or would you do that? I don't know. If something's presented to me and it's right there in writing, I might do it, but I don't know that until I see it.
All right, now you've also been called for consulting work by owners. Do you find yourself having to draw lines there because of allegiances to certain players or coaches?
No, I enjoy talking football, and so when somebody calls me and asks my opinion on players or asks my opinion on coaches, you know, I'm going to give them my opinion. I've always been, you know, straightforward with that, whether or not I be on television or talking one-on-one, and so I don't mind giving my opinion. And you know, sometimes people may be offended that I say negative things about someone, but you know, I'm just going to go out and say what I have seen, you know, over the years.
Aside from the relationships and the success on the field, when you see tapes or look back on games when you were coaching, when you were moving up and down the sideline, when you were so into the game, what goes through your mind?
Oh, the absolute misery that I had my first year in Dallas.
It was that bad, huh?
Oh, man, we were a bad football team, I promise you.
Really? It's funny that you would think of that first and not the back-to-back Super Bowls
first.
Well,
you know, the back-to-back Super Bowls, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, Jimmy, you know, you did this and that on those Super Bowls. I didn't win those Super Bowls. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, you know, Charles Haley, they won those Super Bowls. But the pride that I take is that I was able to be part of a group that put together the team that not only won those 2 Super Bowls, they're going to probably win a couple more.
All right, we're with Jimmy Johnson. We're talking live. You see him on Fox and HBO. When we come back, he's been in Dallas. He's been in San Francisco this week. We'll talk to him about the 49er-Cowboy showdown, who he likes in that game. Should Steve Young be playing in this game, and how effective will he be? More in a moment. In Los Angeles, thanks for staying with us. We're talking with Jimmy Johnson, maybe the most famous hair in sports after Don King. And you're no fraud, all right? We can say that. And he also owns the restaurant, Jimmy Johnson's Three Rings Restaurant in Miami Beach, which we've been to before. We're talking football. You were in Dallas on Tuesday, Wednesday, and San Francisco yesterday. You've been working the phones on this. Has this game, because the 49ers, Jimmy, are 5-4, has it lost any of its luster, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's lost a little bit of the luster, but I think it's still going to be a big ball game because, in my opinion, you still have the two best teams in the NFC.
Still, really, the 49ers?
And when the 49ers are healthy. Right now, they're not healthy, and I think, that's going to be, one of the reasons for them coming up a little bit short this coming Sunday. But I think, when it's all said and done, I look for these two teams still to play in the NFC Championship game in January.
Steve Young, will he play in this game?
Yeah, yesterday he was just lobbing the football, and I don't see him having the velocity on the football to really be as effective as he normally might be. But he really wants to play. George wants him to play if he's healthy. And I anticipate him going and playing in the ball game. I don't know if he's going to finish, because if they get ahead, obviously they're going to pull him out. But also, if they're behind, I think they'll put Gerbach in the ball game.
How about the notion of saving him, making sure he's physically ready to go and letting him sit out this game because they might not win it anyway?
Well, yeah, I think that's a defeatist attitude. I mean, what do you tell Tim McDonald or Jerry Rice if you say, hey, I'm not going to play Steve Young? If he's healthy enough to play, you got to go out there and let him play and try to win the ball game, because they're playing good enough defense to win the ball game. I think they have a good scheme of defense. They're playing the run extremely well, and they're going to have to see if they can match up against Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek. But they're playing good enough defense. I think it'll be a much closer game than what people think.
Defensively, if you're on the Cowboys side and you know that Steve Young isn't entirely healthy, you can play things a little differently, can't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't anticipate Steve Young running the bootlegs that he ran in the first game against Dallas last year that, went around Charles Haley and really was the big part of the ball game as far as their running game. They got San Francisco back into it. So there's some things that Steve Young probably won't do if he's playing, and so the Dallas defense will be able to tee off on him and rush the passer, and that could be a problem for Steve Young.
What did you think of Jerry Rice's comments after Dion left San Francisco for Dallas?
I was for it 100%. San Francisco had an extremely talented team last year. They played extremely well, and they won the Super Bowl. And I think they probably would have won the Super Bowl if they hadn't have had Deion Sanders.
Really?
And so I think a lot of people kind of put it all on his shoulders, and they said, hey, Deion Sanders won the Super Bowl. Now, Deion Sanders is a great, great football player, but he didn't win the Super Bowl by himself. He didn't take that team to the Super Bowl. That entire group of players and coaches took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Deion says the pressure is on the 49ers. Jerry Rice said on this show earlier this week that the pressure's all on the Cowboys. Where do you see the pressure falling?
I guarantee you the pressure's on the 49ers. If you've got the talent that the Cowboys have, yeah, the pressure's on the guy that doesn't have as much talent. I don't think the Cowboys feel like there's a lot of pressure because obviously they have the better team right now, and if they go out and play the way they can play against a beat-up 49er team, they win the ball game.
You had lunch with Troy Aikman yesterday.
Had dinner with Troy,
Okay, dinner, I'm sorry. Well, all through the meals, whatever. I know, as long as he picks up the check, you'll be there, right?
I paid.
Oh, really? You paid him? He's got the big contract.
He tried.
He tried, okay. But you keep in touch with him a lot anyway. Having an exceptional year, does he, in your opinion, not get enough credit because of the Irvin and the Emmett around him and the Cowboy mystique that goes with their success?
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at Troy and they look at the statistics and the numbers. And one reason he doesn't have the statistics is that he is such an unselfish player. He wants to do whatever it takes to win the ball game. He's not going to be one going in and saying, I want to throw the ball more, I want to throw deep more, I want to do this more. He wants to do whatever it takes to win the football game. And, besides a friendship and besides him being a great player, Troy Aikman handles the accolades better than any star I've ever seen. I mean, he really keeps things in perspective, and that's why he's a special guy.
And I think that, the team reflects that a little bit. Emmett, Aikman, Michael, who is the most important to the Cowboys of that big three?
Well, I love all those guys. I mean, I've been with them for a long time. But I think you've got to look at Troy and Emmett, because the simple reason, and Michael is a great player and a great person having a great year. If you don't have the quarterback, then Michael's not going to get his balls. For instance, when we played Atlanta, when Dion was with Atlanta, We had Troy. Michael Irvin had a big ball game and scored a touchdown and caught a bunch of passes for yardage. Now, the next year we played with Bernie Kosar. Bernie didn't have the velocity on the ball or the accuracy on the ball. And so Deion's covering Michael, and Bernie would go to other receivers. Michael only had one catch. So that could be indicative of what you might see with the Deion Sanders Jerry Rice matchup this week.
Yeah, speaking of Deion Sanders and the war of words that have been exchanged in the past, the pressure on Dallas may be with him to go on and win the Super Bowl. You would agree? I know you picked the Cowboys.
Well, Jerry Jones said, it would be unacceptable if they didn't win the Super Bowl. For once, I do agree with Jerry Jones.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Rice and Irvin. Best receiver in the NFL right now. How would you rate these guys?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not real good at comparison. I think right now there's so many outstanding receivers in the league. Not only Rice and Irvin, but you look at Isaac Bruce, you look at Pickens, you look at Metcalf. There's a lot of great receivers out there. Michael Irvin, though, I mean, he is playing as well as he can possibly play. I told Michael this the other day. I said, he's the only player I've ever seen that's improved every single year that I've known him, and I've known him about 13 years.
Let's go back to Deion for a moment. Questions about the kind of tackler he is as a corner.
Hey, he's adequate. He's as good as he needs to be. If you've got Deion Sanders there, I don't think you need for him to make a lot of tackles. And if you're having Deion Sanders tackle a whole lot, then you've got the wrong scheme of defense. You want him knocking down passes like that. And so with the defensive front that they have, then they don't need Deion Sanders tackling a lot.
How would you attack Deion Sanders if you had the 49er offense in this game?
In all probability, stay away from him. But occasionally you're going to have to challenge him some, and the receiver's going to have to be physical with Deion, but you really got to be careful throwing at Deion. Deion will bait you. He'll let the receiver beat him, and because he's got such fantastic speed, he'll catch up to the football and make the interception. So he almost plays a cat and mouse game with the receiver, and so the quarterback's got to be very careful.
All right, more on the 49er Cowboy game. We're live with Jimmy Johnson. Also, we'll talk about those NFL coaches on the hot seat. Up close from L.A. Stay with us. I hope you do. We're winding down live with Jimmy Johnson here in Los Angeles. Talking football, we'll finish up that 49er Cowboy thought. You were in San Francisco around the team. Did they have a defeatist attitude, Jimmy? Were they in disarray?
No, I think they're upset with what's happened. I think as much as anything else, not only the injuries, but they haven't played very well the last couple of weeks. They've turned the ball over. That's why they've lost. And I think they also have things in perspective in that they know the season's not over with. They know that they still can have an outstanding year regardless what happens in this game.
All right, you said you think Dallas will win. You think it'll be close. Score idea?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a much closer game than what people are thinking. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be a blowout, but I think San Francisco plays too good a defense for it to be a blowout.
All right, the Cleveland Browns are moving out of Cleveland, going to Baltimore. To you, is this bad for the NFL?
Oh, no, I don't think it's bad. I hate it for Cleveland. I hate it for the teams, the cities that lose a team. But, no different than Los Angeles losing, the Rams. But I think it is showing that there are a lot of greedy people out there. And it's not just the players.
Something we just discovered,
yeah,
right?
That was not just the players.
And you think this will continue?
Yeah, I mean, because, these owners feel like, they've got to compete. And the best way for them to compete is they've got to have stadium revenue. And through the stadium revenue, whether it be concessions or luxury boxes, one thing or another, they can get added revenue to give to the players in these bonuses, and that way they can compete with the major market teams that are making a lot of money.
Yeah, winning another way to compete, and in Detroit, the owner there has said, hey, Wayne Fontes, take us further or you're out. Do you expect that Wayne Fontes will not be back as the Lions head coach?
I think it's going to be tough on Wayne. I think it's going to be very difficult for him to make the playoffs at the 3-6, with his record.
Should he be back?
I don't know. That's up for the ownership to make that decision. I know this. It's just the nature of the game. If you don't win, you're out.
Bill Parcells, there's been some talk about health problems there, which I think have been exaggerated, that he might not come back. I think he will. But are you surprised, and here's someone who stepped away from the game, did the broadcasting thing, has come back, that he hasn't had more success than he's had?
Well, I think the biggest thing that happened with the Patriots this year is they you know, made a bunch of movement, just like every other team, is with the players, and they lost some outstanding players. They lost a bunch of receivers that hurt Drew Bledsoe. And then on top of that, Bledsoe gets hurt, Brown gets hurt. You know, they had some injuries. Ben Coates was hurt at one time. The injuries plus the free agency really hurt that football team.
You said before you thought the Cowboys and 49ers would still play for the NFC Championship game. If there's a team that can step in there, might the Packers be that team? And Brett Favre, the way, when he's healthy, the way he's performed, a string of 54 consecutive games started maybe in jeopardy this week because of his health.
I think the biggest key is going to be the game with Chicago this week, because if they lose to Chicago, they could be two games down in the division.
Who would you rate after Dallas, San Francisco, in the NFC?
I think I'd have to go to AFC. I don't know if I can rate anybody. Chicago probably, but you know, other than those teams in the NFC, then you've got the AFC with Oakland, Kansas City, and the Dolphins.
Speaking of Chicago, how do you explain, your old buddy Dave Wanstadt, the success that Eric Kramer and the passing offense that they're having there?
I think the biggest thing is the protection of the line. Tony Wise has done an outstanding job. He's the offensive line coach with Chicago. They've given up 5 sacks. And with that football team, with the talent on that team, that's really credit to him. He's done a great job, you know, coaching that offensive line.
Bryce Papa, the Bills, says he may sue. The Bills are appealing that fine when he had the high hit was not penalized for on Paul Justin, the quarterback for the Colts. Do you think that the league is maybe overreacting a little bit, or is this necessary to take this kind of approach?
Well, I think they're making a statement that they really don't want the quarterbacks hit. And you know, they put the pass rushers in a very difficult position because the coaches are, you know, trying to teach them to rush the passer and to try to make the big hit. And, you know, I've seen hits that were not penalized, that were not fined, that I thought should have been fined. And then you see hits, you say, well, he barely hit the guy, but his hand happened to strike the head. I mean, it was not a big blow at all, and yet he's fine. And so right now, I don't know that they're very definitive as far as what they want, but they are making a statement.
Should coaches, defensive coaches, coach differently or teach differently?
Well, yeah, you've got to, you know, teach the pass rushers to stay low. You've got to stay away from the head, but you've got to stay low, you know, between the knee and the shoulder somehow to make the tackle. And the problem you have is when you go up and you're trying to knock down the pass with your hands up, then you go to try to strip the quarterback and your hands automatically go toward his head. So it's really a difficult thing that they're trying to do, is keep the hands up to knock the pass down and yet still tackle the quarterback.
All right, in our final minute, Jimmy, the AFC, the Raiders look like the best team. The Chiefs have the best record on that side. Who do you see as the team winding down towards the end to maybe match up with the Dallas-San Francisco combo?
Well, I still think, and what I said before the season, I said the winner of the Oakland-Miami game would play the winner of the San Francisco-Dallas game in the 2 championships. I think Miami still, with Dan Marino and with the abundance of talent they have in their entire roster, not necessarily just the starters, but their entire roster, that'll pay dividends when they have injuries down the road. And I think the Dolphins could very well be matching up with the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so a Dallas-Miami Super Bowl. All right, and you like the Cowboys to beat the 49ers in a close one Sunday. Thanks for coming by. Have fun on Fox at HBO.
Right,
we'll see you then.
All right.
Always a pleasure to have you on the program. Jimmy Johnson joining us live, and you join us here on Monday. Greg Maddux of the Braves will be here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Now, even though the game doesn't mean what many once thought it would, it still means a great deal to the Cowboys and Niners. Steve Young already knows his injured shoulder will not be 100% by game time, but feels he can still be effective. He dropped out of practice early Thursday, did not take part today as a precautionary measure. He is officially listed as questionable for Sunday's game. The Niners say they may not know until game time if Young will be able to go. He is feeling better. We'll have more on Sunday's showdown in Big D later in the hour, and we'll even hear what the Swami has to say on the matter. He said he was only kidding. Now he may want to change his mind. Packers coach Mike Holmgren tried but failed to tempt Joe Montana to come out of retirement. He claims his comments were all in jest. Holmgren was Montana's quarterback coach in San Francisco. They're still very good friends. The Packers sure could use Montana right about now. Sunday, Brett Favre severely sprained his left ankle against the Vikings. He may not be able to go against the Bears Sunday. And just in case, the Packers have signed journeyman Bob Gagliano. He may start against Chicago. Holmgren wasn't too pleased with T.J. Rubley's performance last Sunday. He threw an INT that led to Minnesota's winning drive. Other NFL news, the Jags' leading tackler Keith Goganis was fined $4,000 a day by the league for punching and kicking a Pittsburgh lineman. Goganis was ejected from the October 29th game, but he will not be suspended for his actions. He has refused to comment on the incident. The only active player that was in the same huddle with Joe Namath, thank you, Charlie, Jackie Slater has been activated by the Rams. He'll play in his 259th game Sunday against Carolina. This is his 20th year in the NFL. And the Oilers' move to Nashville appears to be a done deal. According to the Nashville Banner, the Oilers will sign an agreement Monday to relocate to Nashville for the 1998 season. The paper says Nashville's mayor, the governor of Tennessee, and Oilers owner Bud Adams will all sign the agreement.
Out on the plains, the plain truth is that Kansas can't